If you have been working with Python for a while, you probably heard of the term Truthy and Falsy. But what is it exactly? Is it just another word for true and false? Nope. And in this video you learn what it means when objects are truthy and falsy, how to make your own objects behave like booleans, and why this great feature can also cause many headaches when you are debugging your code. Here is variable a. Its type is boolean and its value is true. Booleans have values true or false, but there are more ways to produce a boolean. For example, relational expressions like this. I can use a relational expression to see if a list is empty or not. I add a name to the list. Now, so far this is all familiar, but if you have worked with Python for a while, you might also have seen code like this. And that works as well. Apparently, a list can also evaluate to true or false. I can even print the Boolean value of the list like this. The built-in function bool evaluated the list and returned true. But how does that work? The Python documentation says that by default objects evaluate to true, but objects can implement $bool or $len to override this behavior. Let's check what method is implemented in list. I inspect the object methods and do not see $bool. But list has a $len function that is used for Boolean evaluation. Let me check this for integers. All integers evaluate to true except when its value is 0. Now, and what is in an integer? Integers do not have $len, so they implement $bool to produce a Boolean value. So objects that are not Booleans can still evaluate to a Boolean value. When this evaluation happens, the object is considered to be truthy or falsy. You can also make your objects truthy and falsy. Let's make a game character from this picture. Here is class Hero with its health set to 7. I want to evaluate Hero to false when its health is 0. Hero evaluates to true. What happens when I set the health to 0? It still evaluates to true. And this is because by default all objects' truthy values are true. To change the behavior, I implement $bool. Now the hero evaluates to false. I increase the health. And that works. Making objects evaluate to true and false is very powerful, but it can also cause debugging headaches. Let me show you an example of this. This code checks if A is truthy or falsy. What do you think will be the output? And that looks okay. Now I set a to an integer value. Now this is an example where I want to check if an integer has a valid value or not. What do you think will happen now? Integer 5 evaluated to true, and that works as well. So this looks like a great way to check if an integer indeed has a valid value. But it is not. Because watch what happens when I give integer a the valid value of 0. And that does not work. Even if the integer has a valid value of 0, my code thinks that a is false. In this case, I can solve the problem by explicitly checking for none. Not only is the code correct again, the intention is also clear now. There are many more tricks to make your objects behave truly Pythonic, and in my course, The Power of Special Methods in Python, you will see many of them. A link is in the description.